Okay, we're back. We are back. I didn't go anywhere, actually. I've been sitting here the whole time. You may have gone somewhere because the last video ended, but we're back. We're ready to go. What we're going to talk about right now is the aftermath of the coach sharing the feedback. What am I going to do with this? All this feedback, so much of the you're not good enough. What do I do with it? Well, you're going to digest it and you're going to decide. You're going to ask yourself some tough questions. Do you really want this? Do I want this life? The coach just said, I'm not good enough. I'm going to have to do a whole bunch of stuff. And it's going to be different for everyone who's watching this. Some people, it's like, work on your hands a little bit, blah, blah, blah. Like, learn your plays. Some are going to be like, you need to get stronger. You know how long it takes to get stronger? It takes a while. So, do you want this life? The coach's wish list, blah, blah, blah. The coach's wish list, whatever he wants, it's going to come down to just serious work. It's just going to be serious work no matter what. So I want you to just kind of keep it all in perspective, right? Coach is asking for things. Some of these things, he might be like, I wish you would grow taller. Like, oh, cool, coach. That's not going to happen. I mean, it can, but I can't make it happen. That's up to God, how much taller I get. But keep this in mind. A lot of coaches just don't know what they're talking about. They don't know. And when I say they don't know, I mean it. And a lot of y'all probably already know this. You've probably seen it. But it's a problem at every single level of football and other sports. There's a person who used to play the sport at some varying level of ability and then at some point they're like, I think I could coach this. And some are right and some are wrong. So keep it in perspective. They don't all know what they're talking about, but you do need to, if they say something and you're like, okay, that checks out, work on that, right? But what you need to know is you're young. The change is coming. Your coaches, for instance, that coach that told me that I would never make it on varsity, he was my junior high coach. I had him as my coach for 2 years, and then I never had him as my coach again. So this guy who didn't know what he's talking about, I didn't see him anymore. He was gone. I didn't even think about him. Out of sight, out of mind, right? Had different coaches. Change is coming. Your mind is changing. Your brain is literally developing until you're 26 years old. Mine is constantly changing. Your body's changing, puberty and just strength training and fuel, the things that you eat. I thought I heard something. There's little lizards running around in here. Anyway, things are changing. Your interest level changes. You might love football today and then hate it a year or two from now. You might kind of hate it. Oh, I don't like getting hit. I don't like this. Sorry. It felt like something was crawling on me. When you get that, you first think something's on you. I got bit by the ants earlier today and now it just feels like ants are on me. There's no ants. There's nothing there. It's all in your mind. My mind is still developing as well. Removing fear and just, yeah. Anyway, so one thing I want you to think about is your parents probably heard of this. Maybe you've heard of it as well, but think about what your why is. Why do you want to be a baller? Why do you want to be on this team? Is it because mom or dad wants it? If that's the case, that's not a good reason. That's not sustainable. It might work for a little bit, but it's not sustainable. And honestly, it kind of promotes people pleasing. I just want to make my mom and dad proud of me. That is not a good reason. It's important for you to want your parents to be proud of you. It's important for you to not want to disappoint them. But when it comes to elective, optional things like what sport you play, dude, you better want it for yourself first. Secondary. If my mom and dad wants it, secondary. I'll just say this. My love for football, so my why, it started kind of dumb. I liked watching football, but coming into the 7th grade, I'd never played it, never thought about wanting to play it. And then one by one, I started hearing from my friends like, oh, are you going to go up for the football team? Like, are you going to go up for the football team? Like, wasn't planning on it. Are you? Like, yeah, I'm doing it. Like, oh, so-and-so's doing it. Like, literally, I started playing football. My reason for playing football was because everyone else was doing it. Like, I'm not a follower, but like in this case, I had enough data to realize that I'm not going to have any friends because they're all going to be playing football and I'm going to be doing something else. So I went out for the football team. Now, I ended up loving the combative nature of the sport. I ended up loving that. And another thing I ended up loving was that out of all the sports that I played, football was the one sport that my dad did not know enough about and did not have the proper equipment and things. He didn't know how to use like the environment that he had around to extend practices for me when I just wanted to rest. He couldn't give me advice. He didn't know what was going on. He didn't know enough. It was great. I didn't have to hear him say, "Oh, you need to practice your get off, your 3-point stance is not quite." He knew nothing. It was awesome. So I love that. I could just go out there and have fun and not have to worry about like this dude. And he loved my dad. Love him. He loved me. But like that stuff that's not it. Parents, don't do that. But yeah, so you want to also consider just like when you're digesting all this, are there other sports you'd prefer to play? I mean, that you might be better at? Like do you have like great hand-eye coordination, but they won't throw you the football, but like you're really good at catching a baseball? Maybe baseball. I don't know. Just think about it. Not saying quit, but consider these things, right? When you're digesting the coach's wish list for like how can you be someone who can play for me? Parents, don't worry about if I talk your son out of like playing football, because honestly, I'm not going to spend much time talking about fearful type things, but the injury risk, the risk of getting hurt when you're going through the motions as a football player, so much higher. Like there's this thing called reckless abandon. You want to be out there on the football field not thinking. And if you're thinking like, I don't want to be here, you're not passionate, you're not filled with joy, and you're just kind of going through the motions like, oh, it's so high, I can't stand it. It's so much easier to get hurt. And like being injured sucks because you can't play football or any other sport when you're hurt. Also, don't worry about it because, if they quit, then they're more likely, or I guess they're less likely to end up missing out on their true calling, which could be another sport, or it could be a musical instrument. It could be something else, so don't get bent out of shape because of that, right? It's really just better to avoid like setting a foundation for people pleasing. So if your son decides this is not for me, I don't have the heart. Okay. And hey, not going to give you a refund for that because I just helped you. I helped you so much. If they quit after like contemplating the difficulty involved, then like you're welcome. And now you can go look for another sport to play or something else that interests them. And everyone's going to be happier for it. But with all that said, do not take this as a sign to quit. I believe that if you want it, if you love it, if you're really into it, or if you're just kind of into it because your friends are doing it, that's good enough reason to stick around. Because I rode that to developing interest, developing love, and that ended up, me playing in the NFL. So I didn't have the story where, you see these guys are like, oh, I always dreamed of playing in the NFL. Like I grew up wanting to be a football player. I knew I was going to be a football player. I had no such dreams, no desires. I had no awareness. Like I didn't even consider the possibility that I could play in the NFL. Like it was just crazy. And I didn't have that thought even in high school, in college. I was a college athlete at a D1 school in the SEC, University of Kentucky, and it just did not cross my mind that I could play in the NFL. Like I just, so there's all kinds of changing reasons for it. And sometimes it's good enough to play because your friends are playing sometimes is good enough to play just because you like hitting people. That's a good reason. You like hitting people and it's part of the job. Like, that's awesome. So let's keep it moving. Yeah. Take those notes. Keep taking notes. Write them down.